Greeting and welcome all on behalf of NIMI Chennai. I am G. Rajeshwarna from NSTI Chennai. Our today's class topic is Personal Protective Equipment PPEs. At the end of this class, you shall be able to state about Personal Protective Equipment PPE and explain the purpose of PPEs, and you can able to list the categories of PPEs and explain the selection and proper use of PPE. As we discussed in our previous classes, occupational health and safety is concerned with protecting the health, safety and welfare of the people who engaged with the work or the workplace. PPE, personal protective equipment, is one of the methods to avoid or control the workplace hazards to the employees. Let us see the PPE and the categories of PPE. Personal protective equipment, PPE. The devices, equipment or clothing used or worn by the employees which helps to protect against hazards in the workplace are known as personal protective equipments. Purpose of PPE. The primary approach in any safety effort is that the hazard to the workman should be eliminated or controlled by engineering methods rather than protecting the workman through the use of personal protective equipments. Engineering methods could include design, change, substitution, ventilation, mechanical handling, automation, etc. But in situations where it is not possible to introduce any effective engineering methods for controlling hazards, the workman shall use appropriate type of personal protective equipment to protect themselves from the occupational hazards. Use of PPE is an important thing in the work environment. The Factories Act 1948 and several other labor legislations 1996 have provisions for effective use of appropriate types of PPE. Next, what we are going to see is ways to ensure workplace safety and how to use personal protective equipment effectively. Workers to get up-to-date safety information from the regulatory agencies that oversees workplace safety in that specific area. To use all available text resources that may be in work area and for applicable safety information on how to use PPE in best way. When it comes to the most common types of personal protective equipment like goggles, gloves or body suits, these items are much less effective if they are not worn at all times or whenever a specific danger exists in a work process. Personal protective equipment is not always enough to protect workers against workplace danger. So, knowing more about and overall context of their work activity can help them to fully protect from anything that might threaten health and safety on the job. Thorough inspection should be carried out continuously to make sure that it has the standard of quality and adequately protect the user. Next, what we are going to see is categories of PPEs. Depending upon the nature of hazards, the PPE is broadly divided into the following two categories. One is non-respiratory and second one is respiratory. Non-respiratory, those used for protection against injury from outside the body, that is for protecting the head, eye, face, hand, arm, foot, leg and other body parts. Respiratory, those used for protection from harm due to inhalation of contaminated air. In the tabulation, we can see PPE 1 for helmet, PPE 2 for safety footwear, PPE 3 for respiratory protective equipment, PPE 4 for arms and hand protection, PPE 5 for eyes and face protection, PPE 6 for protective clothing and cover up all, PPE 7 for ears protection, and PPE 8 for safety belt and harnesses. So, I hope now you all understand the PPEs and the purpose of PPE, the categories of PPE and selection and proper use of personal protective equipment. Thank you and see you all in our next class.